Welcome back to Lone Wolf Aquatics, and we've got big things happening today. So, right now, we're going to clear out this shelf. We've got tiger barbs, and gold barbs, and Odessa barbs, and rosy barbs, and just barbs in general on that one. They're going to go into the big 60-gallon that's actually right there. But, those have some betas in it. There's a few. It was a failed experiment. Maybe I'll try it in the future, who knows. We're going to clean this off. We're going to move this shelf down one and this shelf up because it's just a little garage shelf that I found. So we're just going to move those, and then we're going to put a 20 long and a 10-gallon rimless on top here, and then some 5 gallons for the betas on the bottom here. The 10-gallon on top, it's going to have an awesome fish in it. I'm so excited to show you guys the fish. I just picked him up today. He looks amazing. Let's get to it. So down here we got 4 betas plus another one in there. That tank, he's sick, so that's the reason the tank looks like that. So failed experiment. I was gonna create like a bigger beta falls, but anyway, I'm gonna tear this down. It doesn't work. Ended up with water all over the ground. So maybe I'll work on it in the future. Maybe not, who knows. Up here, 29, that's actually leaking. That's why the water level is dropped, because it was leaking out of the corner up here. Super annoying, but it does happen. It is something that you need to realize will happen eventually in a fish room. So luckily it wasn't a ton of water because it did it right up near the top. And then yeah, so we're just gonna clean this off, drain this, get the barbs in there, that'll into the 60. That'll be part of this video as well, so stay tuned and we'll get to it. Alright, so before we let the barbs into this tank, the water's just about all drained out, so we're good to go. I pulled a plant out of there that I really wanted to put in this gap here in between the wood. It's a lot bigger once you get back there, but I'm gonna plant it and then I'll show you guys exactly where I put it. And then I also wanted to see if I can fix some of the sand in some areas and stuff from where the crebensis were digging. The reason I took the crebensis out is just because it just didn't feel right. It didn't look right. They looked great and their colors started popping, which was awesome, but it just didn't look right, didn't feel right. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm just gonna plant this red plant. No idea what it's called real quick. So yeah, just gonna kind of throw it back in here, deep into the sand. Ooh, that was a lot of bubbles. Just kind of bury the extra roots. Smooth it over with sand, kind of knock it into place. There we go. Nice. Kind of move the sand just a little bit. They were digging so many holes, it was so funny. All around the rocks, literally. And then I wanted to fix this guy as well. Just kind of get him further in there. So he was stuck, because he came out when the crebensis were also digging, so. Anyway, I can, oh, and there's a leaf, probably from the El Nino fern, the ones in the back here. These are the El Ninos. So, moving the sand just a little bit. No idea what some of this is. Alright. That looks pretty good. Always got your trusty towel around. There's one thing I can never say you have too many of is towels in a fish room, because you need them. Every few minutes you gotta dry something off or whatever, whenever you're working. So, yeah, alright, cool. That looks good. I'll show you guys a close-up view here. Alright, so right in between the El Nino ferns and the piece of wood here, it's that little red plant. It's maybe 5-6 inches tall. Doesn't look like much, but eventually it will, because it'll just kind of pop, fill in that area. It'll go all the way to the roof. The swordtails that I put in here and took out, they just kind of killed all of the Vallisneria. It's kind of growing back ever so slightly, but it's taking its time. So we're just gonna throw that in there, and then yeah, let's get the barbs in here next. All right, and here we go. Here goes all the barbs. Now I will be getting more tiger barbs later on, so, and there we go, guys. Oop. A little ungraceful there, but there we go. Oh man, they look amazing. All the different mix of barbs, gold barbs, tiger barbs, Odessa barbs, which are personally just amazing looking. The tiger barbs in this corner have actually already started schooling a little bit, which I think is awesome. But yeah, and then we've got a couple chasing each other around back there. And I think once we add enough barbs to this and they get a little bigger, because these gold barbs here are just really, really tiny still. So I think if we give them a little bit of time, let them grow in, it's gonna look absolutely amazing. All right. Well, we'll do an update on this one later, and let's get back to emptying off the stand and getting that ready for the big guy. Alright, so we got the top cleared off and ready to go. Now let's just work on the bottom. So this is just 4 betas and then one that's in the sick or whatever. Just ignore the mess over here for right now. We'll just focus on this. We'll get to that later. But yeah, so one of these guys is going to go into another tank, and then the rest of them are going to go into 5-gallon aquariums that I picked up at Petco with the Aquarium 50% off sale. So we're just going to start off with some black sand and water, but we'll get to that. Let's clear these guys off first. Alright, we got all the tanks off, everything cleaned, got the bottom shelf moved up and then stabilized it. You can see the wood shims on either side. So now let's throw on the 20-gallon and the 10, and then get the 5 gallons on the bottom and get this all ready to go. So yeah, super excited. It's going pretty well, and yeah, was able to flip the boards over because I custom cut these boards on either on the top and on the bottom here, so that way they would fit. And this one was just a bit of a struggle because I moved the shelf up and these cross beams here on either side really prevented it. So really glad I was able to kind of twist the board in there and then get everything straightened out. And the top shelf is level, which is what I really want, especially with the rimless tank. So not too worried about the bottom as much, just because there's rim tanks, and I'm still gonna leave the water level below the rim or whatever, so that way the betas don't have a chance of jumping out. But anyway, and then down here there's just enough room for my big old air pump so I can string all this whole wall, the shell dweller tank, the cichlid tank, the 2 tanks up here, and then the 4 5-gallon tanks down here. So I'll be able to string it all together, and that'll be so awesome because I'll be able to cut down on the amount of outlets and air pumps. So alright, let's get to it. Let's throw the 20-gallon long, the 10-gallon, and the 4 5s on here, and well, throw some sand in them first and then throw them on. Let's get to it.
12 seconds later.
And just like that, the beta racking system is done. Up in the top corner here is a 10-gallon. That has the big guy, which I will show later this week. Fun story with him. Super exciting. You guys will have to tune in next time for that video, because super crazy what happened to the big guy. He's still alive, he's still fine, doing great. Super excited to show him. There's 4 5-gallon tanks on the bottom with a light that I managed to find. It's a glow light from Home Depot. with 4 heads on it, so it works really nicely. All the fish are in there, as you can see. The reason the water level is a little low is so I don't want them to jump out of the tank. And then up on top on the left there is a 20-gallon long that I'm planning on scaping next week as well. So I'll give you a close-up real quick on everything I did, close-up on the betas, and then also just a close-up of the air system that controls this whole back wall here, including every single tank here. Just not this one yet because it doesn't have water in it. But yeah, so it's basically done. It lights up really nicely. It looks really, really good. I think it's a hit. I love it. And all the betas they're super happy. They're loving it, especially with the light. It's really nice. So let's show you guys just a quick close-up and we'll get right to it. Alright, starting down here on the right, this is Lord Storm's tank. He's actually getting pretty old now. He's almost 2.5+ years old. So the tank does come with a little filter, some black sand. Then next to him is Queen Scarlet. She is a female veil-tail red pearl scale beta. She's amazing looking. Hopefully I can get some close-ups of her later. Again, you know, just another sponge filter and some black sand. In between, there's just a little box to kind of help lift the light up. But as I said, the light has 4 heads, which seem to work very nicely. They're different colors too. So they have white, red, and blue. Right now it's on just the white setting. So I can turn red and blue on for plants as well. Now next to her is a female, basically a blue marble beta. I think it's like a polka dot moo cow blue beta or whatever. Her eyes are white, and the rest of her is this kind of mottled blue color. Really nice. And then next to her is a male Galaxy koi beta, and he is just stunning when he spreads his fins out, which he's not doing right now because he's a goofball. But anyway, so yeah, they're all set up on the same air system right next to each other, evenly spaced out, well, as best as I could. And yeah, it seems to work really, really well. I will be putting the water up a little farther as soon as I get some lids made because I don't want them to jump out. I love these guys. Betas are just absolutely amazing. There we go, a little more movement from him. Sadly, it's not wanting to focus, no idea why. But yeah, and I'll really quickly just go over the air system, and then, yeah, that'll be it. Alright, so underneath the beta system, we've got this 4 outlet air pump. So this one, the far right, goes to the tank up on the right there. And the far left goes to the tank over here. The black one, that leads into one of these, which is actually, you can kind of see it under there. It's a 4 splitter, so it splits one hose into 4. This one's just 2. And then the other white one goes straight up to the top gallon, the top 10 gallon right there. So eventually I will be using this for the 10 and the 20 long, and then this whole back wall will be on air. I did turn it off right now before anybody asked, just so the noise wasn't bothering anybody. But I love this pump. It's really quiet, and it works great. Ton of outlets, one plug. So yeah, so it's all built on one system, and it looks phenomenal. All right, and I think that's it for the video. If you guys could just please smash that like and subscribe button, I would appreciate it. It really helps out the channel, really encourages me to continue doing what I'm doing and to continue to grow. And thanks for watching. Peace.